What's the best way to get elite kills for Nebula? That's what I want to try to figure out today as we test out a few methods for farming elite kills here in BO6 Zombies and try to figure out which method is the best. And to start us out here, I will be trying the directed mode method here on Liberty Falls because I think this is probably the most well-known method for farming elite kills and maybe the most efficient because the Easter egg here on Liberty Falls does have a step that will spawn in an elite enemy every single time, and all you got to do is repeat the round. So it's a very easy thing to replicate and maybe even one of the safer methods for getting Nebula done on whatever weapon you're trying to do. But in case you're not familiar with this method, let me fill you in. All you gotta do is follow all the steps here that they give you in directed up until you get to the LTG part. You know, walk in the church, activate this machine here, wait around for our boy the groundskeeper to show up and grab his key, collect all the parts for the jet gun, the first one being in the shed. The next one is gonna require us to grab this valve here, then bring it on over to the bowling alley, break the panel off, and go ahead and twist the valve until it's done. Then we need to pick up our next part, and you can either wait for a mangler to spawn to shoot his arm cannon off and use it, or you can just go ahead and craft one like I'm doing here and blast this door open. And all you got to do is search all these little spots for the electrical wires, and that's our last part that we need for our jet gun. Let's go ahead and put it together. Give me that. And now we just got to grab all the parts for the LTG. Give me this and this one and our last one right here. And while we're in the area, we're going to go ahead and pack a punch. And once we put them all together, we are ready to start this strat up. I'm going to go ahead and grab a few perks that are going to help us out with this. I'm going to scoop this Aether canister up. And honestly, I don't even know if we need this. We can probably just drop this right here and go ahead and put the LTG down right there. And now we just got to defend it while that portal opens up. That should do it. And now we get our elite spawn. We got lucky enough for this one is a mangler, and all we got to do is kill it. And it should count as our elite kill. This could be a mangler or an abomination. If you want one or the other, you can just complete this one by bringing it on over to the trap and then doing the next LTG step by following the little Easter egg steps. But I got a mangler here, so I'm going to continue to fight him. And I might need to upgrade my weapon a little more because we are not doing that much damage to him. As long as we get him killed, all we got to do is wait till next round, next pseudo round, and it'll spawn in another one for us once this is off its cooldown. But to help us out, I'm going to go ahead and grab Napalm Burst because that's what manglers are weak to, and start it up again. You can go ahead and spawn on that molly. And for Nebula, we're just going to need to get 10 of these kills here, and we will have the camo done for this weapon. There we go. That's 2 down, 8 to go. Ooh, Pack-a-Punch 2 makes this go by so much faster. And we got to be getting close to getting this done. We've been wiping these HVTs out. And this should be our last HVT here. Go ahead and give me Nebula, buddy. There it is. So that took a total of 32 minutes. 12 of those were just setting it up. The rest were sitting here and shooting HVTs. So not bad. We are already pretty set up. We got like 13,000 here. We can get a little bit more if we wanted to and just hit the box for another weapon that we wanted to grind Nebula on. Grab a wall by and just save and quit and keep this file in case we ever wanted to come right back here to where it's already set up just to grind out kills. And now for our next strat, we're going into standard mode on Terminus. And for this, we're going to be doing the pirate side Easter egg. So really all you got to do is bring in whatever weapon you're trying to get Nebula and bring in a Molotov. That way we can do some of the steps for the side Easter egg. And the setup for this one's pretty simple. All you got to do is just turn on power how you normally would. I would definitely recommend heading down this way towards power where you can go find Deadshot. It's no big deal if you don't go this way, but I just think it's a little more efficient. And now that power's on, let's go ahead and get Pack-a-Punch lifted. And we're going to go ahead and pick up Melee Macchiato right away. Because then if we head back to the tunnel where we just came in from over here by these stalactites, we punch this open, we'll reveal our pirate captain over here, and then we can start going for the Easter egg. I'd recommend going and trying to loot some of these crates in the water just to try to speed the process up, because you do have a pretty decent chance of getting like an Aether tool or just points or maybe even a pack crystal. So I'm going to loot a few of these real quick. Oh, and here comes the fun police. We'll just chill on this island for a round or two, try to rack up some points, because doing this side Easter egg, you're going to be able to fight 3 HVT manglers, so you want to make sure that you are well prepared to take those guys on. And if we want to be able to refight them multiple times, I would definitely recommend being set up before starting. That way when we save and quit, just to keep our spot in the Easter egg that we're already pre-set up, we don't have to reset up every single time. Oh, and they got Napalm Burst for us. I'll take that. That'll be good against our manglers. And we can make our way over the next island right after we check out this chest. Ooh, a rare Aether tool. Give me that. Oh, wait. And before we make it there, one of the spawns for what we need for the side Easter egg is right here with our stopwatch. I'll be taking that. And the other spawn that I've seen this watch at is right over here under the water next to this little island. Now that we got the watch and a little bit of cash, I'm gonna go ahead and grab Deadshot. I'll scoop up Pack-a-Punch. And since we only got a few zombies left in the round, let's go ahead and end it. And then we can go ahead and give the watch back to the pirate. And now we're all ready to go. Let's just hop in a boat and start heading towards our islands. Our first one's gonna be over here on this island. And all we gotta do is throw a molly at the skeleton right here. And that should spawn in a HVT mangler for us to fight. What's up, buddy? Ooh, you are a little bulky. Once we get that helmet off of you, it's smooth sailing. And that is 1 HVT down, 2 to go. I would recommend not picking up the cursed coins here. I'm not sure if picking them up will stop you from repeating this step after we save and quit, but just to be safe, I'm not going to touch them. Our next one is over on the boat by the flagpole. Let's light them up and let's take this mangler out. There we go. Helmet's off immediately and he should be dead pretty soon. Nice. And our last one is on this island here on the stairs. Let's light them up and take our final mangler out. Bye-bye, buddy. Thanks for playing. But now that we got all those, let's save and quit and see if we can come back in and fight them again. And setup and killing all of those only took us 19 minutes for 3 elite kills. And just to make sure we're getting progress, if we go over to our camos here, we have 3 out of 10 for our GPR. And it's throwing us back in on round 9. Let's go ahead and check with our pirate buddy. So this is still opened up. And let's go see if we can respawn in those HVTs. Is it going to work? I don't think it did. Okay, interesting. Do I have to grab the watch again? We'll see if it respawned anywhere. Yes, it did. A little annoying that we have to redo this part, but it's all for the love of the game. But I think I'm going to go ahead and say right now, doing all this, probably going to be a bit slower than Liberty Falls directed, not going to lie. There's your watch, buddy. Let's try again. Sounds like it's working. We're getting the voice lines for it. There he is. There's our guy. Bye-bye. Here's number 2. Bye-bye. We got a stowaway on the boat. He's getting his shit yanked. Oh. And our last elite. Let's pop our frenzied and just take him out. You ain't making it far, pal. Bye-bye. So coming back in and doing that took 6 minutes and 30 seconds. And we have to finish the round. And then we'll be able to save and quit and try it again. Actually, will we be able to do it after we save and quit? Round just ended. We never picked up any of the coins. Let's see. Okay, we're spawning right back on the island. The skeleton is still here. Will it activate? Looks like it. Okay, so second time around, we're definitely set up a bit better. We spawn right next to the elite and can immediately start fighting them. There we go. Next. Bye-bye. And last one. This kill right here should put us at 9 elites. There we go. Now we just got to save and quit. And when we hop back in, we just got to kill 1 more and we'll have Nebula on this gun. Okay, it's going to spawn us right over here. Back on round 11. But I do not have a molly. Let's change that. We'll craft one right here. And is this still working? Sounds like it. And once we take this guy out, we'll be all done with this gun. Thanks for the camo, idiot. So that is Nebula right before round 12. Right at round 12, I should say. Not bad. I think that took around the same amount of time. Our recording says 38 minutes, and I think Liberty Falls took us about like, what was that? 32, 35? On to the next one. And for our last method, this one's going to be an easy one. We're hopping on to Citadel Day More in standard mode, and basically what we're going to do is just use the oil trap method. And this one's really easy to set up. All you really need is Vulture Aid with a Picky Eater augment and whatever weapon that you're trying to use. And just like our method on Terminus, you want to spawn in with a Molotov. It'll just make this much easier. And we just need to kill the gas to turn on Pack-a-Punch. Sit down. Give me that. We'll toss that in there. And speaking of Pack-a-Punch, let's go ahead and get it on our weapon. And now we play the waiting game until about round 15 or 16 when the first amalgam spawns. Because there is some little methods where you can take parasites and evolve them into doppelgas, and then those doppelgas will evolve into amalgams, but they won't evolve all the way into an amalgam until the first one spawns in. And even with that, when you have a doppelgast, it'll evolve into an amalgam after like 4 minutes of it being out on the map. So honestly, I really don't think the sitting there and waiting for those guys to evolve method works very well, unless I'm just doing something wrong. But I just went ahead and tried it out. Don't really think it's worth the time to do unless you're already grinding out some other types of camos for it. But even then, you're probably better off just trying to get to a higher round. And while you're waiting to get up to the amalgam rounds, honestly, I would recommend just training over here in the sword room and picking up all the stamps and putting them on all these statues. That way, once we get to the oil trap method, we're not going to have buckethead zombies spawning in, which are invincible to crit damage. And we're not going to have to worry about those guys running right through the oil trap and getting to us. Now it's time to sit at the oil trap until we see Nebula pop up. Just going to activate it, throw the molly down into the oil, and it'll just insta-kill all the zombies. But just make sure that you're still pack-a-punching and upgrading your weapon, because the damage of the trap is directly related to what tier and what pack-a-punch your weapon is at. And here's our first amalgam right on cue on round 16. Activate this, throw that down, and it just insta-killed them. Not even a chance. So that's 1 down, 9 more to go. We'll see what round we're at by the time we get it. And just to make it a little bit more efficient, let's turn on the rampage inducer. So good news and bad news. Good news is we've been playing for about 50 minutes and we're at round 48. So we're kind of close to about around a minute. Bad news is I still don't have Nebula, but I think we should be able to get it before health cap. It's not like I've been doing a whole lot. Literally just running between traps, turning them on, throwing a molly, and that's it. Is this our last amalgam? I really hope so. Don't look like it. But maybe this guy will be our last amalgam. What do you say, pal? Show me Nebula, please. Oh, there it is. Let's go. So it takes 50 rounds doing the oil trap method, which will take you 51 minutes, about 52 minutes. Maybe you can do it a little bit faster if you set up faster than I did, but close to around a minute, minute and a half. Ain't terrible. So I guess that answers my question. The fastest way to farm elites for Nebula is still the Liberty Falls directed mode. With the Terminus going and doing the pirate Easter egg being a close second, it is just maybe like a minute or two slower, but I think it's a little bit more fun than sitting there on directed mode and constantly doing the LTG. And surprisingly to me, the oil trap method was by far the slowest to get it done. Maybe I just don't know enough about the evolving of the doppelgast into amalgams, and we could make that more efficient, but honestly, with the 4-minute timer it takes for that to evolve into an amalgam, kind of doesn't seem like it'd be worth it when in that time you could just kill an elite on Liberty, let the whatever minutes go by. You can probably get like 2 to 3 by the time you get just one evolve. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate our love and support, and I will see you in the next one. Later.